Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Rakakwadash, and double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who rule well. Peace, love, and salutations to the hopeful elect. This is your brother Dawadah from the Men of Valor campaign in Greenville, South Carolina, coming back with another video on sincerity and in truth. Lord willing, it could be edifying. And I had saw some breaking news last night, and I'm glad that, other news articles and stuff have covered it. But it was, some speculation going around that Trump would be deploying about 1,000 National Guards troops to Washington, D.C. And we're going to figure out why. But let's go ahead and get into this. So are we seeing, we know we're seeing Jacob's Trouble / martial law on a small scale in L.A., with the whole ICE, protests and whatnot. But are we about to see a coup? Are we about to see something go down where, D.C., which that's pretty much where they rule out of, the White House, the Capitol building, Supreme Court, all in D.C. Are we about to see something go down where it needs to be protected? Is he about to do something? Because he's supposed to meet with Putin in Alaska on Friday. So who knows how that's about to go down? Who knows what they're planning? That's going to disrupt the flow of things to where they need to have, bring order out of chaos. All right. Martial law means what? Warlike law. I know people throw that word around. All right. But it means warlike law. And when you have warlike law, you're going to have the military in place to thwart any threats, if that makes sense. So, you have the regular police force, but now he's deploying the National Guard. All right. So let's see what this is about. From Zero Hedge, Trump invokes D.C. Home Rule Act set to deploy National Guard and law and order push. See, and they're able to rule through these different policies, through their legislation, through their unrighteous decrees. All right. And that's how they're going to be able to push the MOTB into being made mandatory. They do it through their legislation. They do it through their executive orders. And since Trump has gotten into office, he's been signing hundreds, if not thousands, of executive orders that's rewriting the structure of your government. So it says President Trump told reporters at the White House that he plans to deploy the D.C. National Guard and place the Metropolitan Police Department under direct federal control as part of a massive push to restore law and order in the nation's capital. That sounds like consolidation of power, man. All right, they're consolidating the Metro Police Department into the federal government, which I believe is something is supposed to be state, which I don't know. D.C. is a little weird because it's not technically a state, but however they do it, either way, they're consolidating power. Trump told reporters that he is officially invoking the D.C. Home Rule Act to place the Metropolitan Police Department under direct federal control and deploy the National Guard, stating, "This is Liberation Day in D.C., and we're going to take our capital back." Last time they said liberation, he was speaking about Liberation Day. He was speaking about these tariffs and putting tariffs on everybody. So, this is something to look out for. And let's actually listen to him speak on it.
I'm announcing a historic action to rescue our nation's capital from crime, bloodshed, bedlam, and squalor, and worse. This is Liberation Day in D.C., and we're going to take our capital back. We're taking it back under the authorities vested in me as the President of the United States. I'm officially invoking Section 740 of the District of Columbia Home Rule Act. You know what that is? And placing the D.C. Metropolitan Police Department under direct federal control, and you'll be meeting the people that will be directly involved with that. Very good people, but they're tough, and they know what's happening, and they've done it before. In addition, I'm deploying the National Guard to help reestablish law, order, and public safety in Washington, D.C., and they're going to be...
Okay, and D.C., if you don't know too much about D.C., D.C. is... Yeah, you got, all the politicians in one area, but everywhere else, it's Jake, man. It's YNs and shit. All right. So it says earlier, President Trump fired off on True Social post around 8 a.m. Eastern time. Washington, D.C. will be liberated today. Crime, savagery, filth, and scum will disappear. I will make our capital great again. And he's talking about, hey, through the spirit, he's talking about you northern tribes. You Southern Kingdom. You know, they're already coming down on the northern kingdom, and we say it through the spirit. Hey, the northern kingdom won't get it first, but Judah gonna get it the worst, man. All right, and it's a heavy population because you got a lot of HBCUs and shit. You know, you got crime, in DC. So they're talking about cleaning up the streets, getting rid of homeless people and shit. That's dealing with Jake, man. All right, Jacob's trouble is at hand. All right, they don't need to come out and say, hey, this is Jacob's trouble. All right, we're able to identify it by the fact that, they're about to come after you tribes, man. It says the days of ruthlessly killing or hurting innocent people are over. Who is he talking about? It says, I quickly fixed the border, 0 illegals in the last 3 months, and D.C. is next, the president said. So, and what's next after D.C.? They might be going for the whole country, man, which would be an all-out, insurrection against you Israelites, man, an uprising against the Israelites, whether you acknowledge that you're Israel or not. All right, this is this devil coming down with great wrath, knowing that he had but a short time. It says, this is what he said on Truth Social. Washington, D.C. will be liberated today. Crime, savagery, filth, and scum will disappear. I will make our capital great again. The days of ruthlessly killing or hurting innocent people are over. I quickly fixed the border. It says 0 illegals in the last 3 months. D.C. is next. Thank you for your attention to this matter, President D.J. Trump. It says Trump's Truth Social post was followed by a report from the Wall Street Journal, which cited a U.S. official saying the White House has been preparing to activate hundreds of National Guard troops across the metro area, pending a final order. Earlier this year, the president signed an executive order establishing the D.C. Safe and Beautiful Task Force, calling for increased law enforcement presence in public areas and launching initiatives to beautify parks and other public spaces. All right, it says, this is the latest incident that happened over the weekend. So check this out. This is why they're trying to, clean shit up. What you see? You see YNs. You see young Israelites. Young niggas. And hair hat hooligans running around everywhere.
They arrested someone. He's in the car behind me. Very quick response here by transit, metro, and some federal assets.
And the way Trump is consolidating power, it won't take a whole lot for them to do this across all the different cities, man. It says in 2 Ezra, the 16th chapter, there shall be in the next place. Actually, I'm gonna grab it through the spirit. I'm gonna grab it, but we're gonna finish this out. It says, at least in last week, 19-year-old Edward Korestein, a former staffer at the Department of Government Efficiency, Doge, whose LinkedIn handle earned his nickname Big Balls, was badly hurt in an attack in the crime-ridden metro area. And when they say crime-ridden, once again, those are code words. It's where Jake is at, man. All right, mainly of the Southern Kingdom. It says similar crime trends have been seen in lawless Baltimore City, controlled by far-left politicians who have zero accountability for their failed social justice policies that have backfired. So now they're about to try to clean up the cities and get you jakes out of the way, man. There's a young nigga epidemic. All right. So what is that going to result in? Them coming down with great wrath, knowing that he had but a short time. Because really, they're masking this as they're trying to make things safer, but really they want to exterminate Jake. Same thing they're doing in Gaza. Trying to exterminate the Palestinians. They're going to try to exterminate the true Israelites of the Bible, man. They're trying to offset prophecy, but when you try to put your hands on the Lord's elect, the Lord is going to lift up a standard against you. Okay, the 2/3, whatever, man. All right, they're going to fall by the sword. All right, but when you try to touch the Lord's elect, the Lord is going to make intercession, man. So let's get into this. This is Jeremiah chapter 30 and verse 4. And these are the words that the Lord spake concerning Israel and concerning Judah. Right? It's not just concerning the northern kingdom. All right, it's also concerning the southern kingdom as well. It's for the whole house of Israel. And where are we dwelling right now? We're dwelling with the daughter of Babylon. We're behind enemy lines. You got the northern kingdom's getting persecuted by ICE, and now you're gonna have the National Guard and police force coming after you, southern kingdom, man. You know, a full out assault. Verse 5, for thus said the Lord, Yahweh, we have heard a voice of trembling, of fear, and not of peace. Ask ye now and see whether a man doeth travail with child. Wherefore do I see every man with his hands on his loins as a woman in travail, and all faces are turned into paleness. Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. Who is that? He, the elect. All right, so it's going to be a time that's coming that's going to be so bad, worse than 70 AD, worse than the transatlantic slave trade, worse than Jim Crow, worse than the KKK era. All right, the Lord is activating the spirits back on these damn devils, man. And the Lord said, woe to them that go down to Egypt for help. You know, that you trusting in this system, and this system is about to try to murder you, man. This devil's trying to get you out of the way. This Revelation chapter 12 and verse 12. Therefore rejoice ye heavens and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you having great wrath, because he knoweth that he have but a short time. His time is short. So they about to come and start cleaning these streets up, so to speak. You know, getting you YNs out the way. All right, you know, the B-dubs are out here losing their benefits, losing their Section 8 vouchers. All right, you also got the hard-working baddies. You know, they're losing their jobs and shit through the end of DEI and shit. So you're gonna have a boom in homelessness in general. So they're already setting infrastructure up to be able to house you people, and they're gonna provide that digital all. Let's get this in 2nd Esdras, the 16th chapter. All right, that's what I foresee through the spirit, man. You know, it makes sense. They're not necessarily saying why, you know, they're deploying the National Guard and shit, other than they're saying the crime. You know, they saying that you know, they need to establish order. All right. You got to read between the lines. Esau he go crouching. You know, it sounds like he's making a peaceful approach. Actually, let's get this. The scriptures say it plainly. Psalms chapter 55 and verse 21. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. Yeah, it sounds like Trump is trying to clean up the streets, trying to make America peaceful, make America great again. No, it involves using violence to subjugate a group of people, mainly the Israelites, the apple of the Lord's eye. So it says the words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords. And that's the spirit of this devil, man. All right, and you niggas gonna learn, man. Because y'all always worried about, oh, what about the white man? What about the white man? Don't give a fuck about you, man. They're about to try to kill you and stand up in your place. They're about to try to make it to where you can't speak out against them small hats, man. Y'all don't understand the devil y'all dealing with, man. It's the 2nd Esdras chapter 16. And let's see. Second Esdras chapter 16 and verse 68. For behold, the burning wrath of a great multitude is kindled over you. That's what we're seeing. The Lord is working on the minds of these devils, man. Proverbs 21:1. The king's heart is in the hand of the Lord, and as rivers of water, he turneth it whithersoever he will. So the Lord is putting the spirit on Trump to start coming after you tribes. Already coming after the northern kingdom, but now about to come after the southern kingdom. All right. Verse 68 again, for behold, the burning wrath of a great multitude is kindled over you, and they shall take away certain of you and feed you being idle with things offered unto idols. And they that consent unto them shall be had in derision and in reproach and trodden underfoot. So if you try to consent to this devil, you try to go along with the program, you're going to be trodden underfoot. You're going to be through as hell, man. Verse 70, for there shall be in every place And in the next cities, a great inspiration upon those that fear the Lord. And we know ultimately it's going to trickle down to the elect, to the believers of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, but it's going to apply to all Israelites. Because we are the people that fear Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. We are the people that's nigh unto the Lord. Even though we know Jake is rebellious as hell right now, but we're the people of the Lord. And that's who they're about to try to come down on. Verse 71, they shall be like madmen, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord. For they shall waste and take away their goods and cast them out of their houses. And they're going to have rehabilitation centers and internment camps for you people, man. But yeah, man. So Trump invoking this House, what do you call it? The Home Rule Act. All right. Hey, is martial law coming to D.C.? You know, did he just declare martial law in D.C.? And if D.C. right now, how much more time until it's countrywide? You know, they can. So you have the problem. The problem is crime is out of control, which you provided the environment for this. You provided the environment for this. You curated the nigga and the nigga woman. You know, you push rap music, you push drug and violence culture. And now you're saying, oh, there's an issue, we need to clean it up, man. Okay, Jake isn't naturally violent. Yeah, Jake rebellious as hell, but we're a peaceful people. You know? The scripture say the righteous is more excellent than his neighbor, but the ways of the wicked seduceth him. So over generations of thug culture, of hip hop and all this shit, yeah, you're going to have a YN epidemic. You know, you incarcerated the fathers. You got rid of the fathers out the home. So there's no order. These young generation of individuals are misled, emotional as hell. They have no structure and no order, only chaos. So Esau going to provide, he going to try to make it seem like they're fixing the issue. They really created the issue. But nonetheless, they still about to come down on you tribes. You know, so turn to your power. Seek ye the Lord while he may be found. Call ye upon him while he is near. Because we see what's coming down the pipe. You know, lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. You know, the Lord said what? See that you walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise, redeeming the time because the days are evil. Evil days are upon us, man. All right, shit about to get bad. And of course, you Jakes, you not gonna see it till it's right in your face, man. Right at your door, kicking down your fucking door and casting you out of your house. You know, so hey, Trump doing it. All right, that cruel Lord. So Lord willing, this is edifying. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Makakodash, and double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who rule well. Peace, love, and salutations to the hopeful elect. Till next time, Shalom.